information, but how it actually works is sort of like a muscle. Because he's so efficient, right? He doesn't need to use that much of his brain in order to do the task of comprehending language, whereas I need to use a larger part of my brain. His language areas are very small and they're very efficient.
It's very interesting, and just kind of going along with the theme of this, he's so incredible a person, right, to be able to learn so many languages. And you, right at the beginning of the piece, but why is he cleaning carpets? Somebody can speak so many languages. I mean, you can make a very lucrative career being an interpreter, different things like that. But he didn't go that route. I guess he found it difficult to stick with certain jobs or just never had opportunities. And he kind of likes the casualness of what he does.
Yeah, I think in our society we're really accustomed to deciding someone's value based on kind of what's on their resume, right? And you have someone like Vaughn, especially in a place like DC, he didn't go to college. And things like making a resume, things like knowing, okay, here's how I apply to a job, kind of point A to point B, those kinds of executive tasks are definitely more difficult for him. Reading social cues is more difficult for him. So what he explained to me is, even though he would really like to be utilizing his languages for work, it's just been really difficult for him to find something that would work and last. And so right now, I think a lot of people in his life feel like he has these talents that are being wasted in some ways. And I do see that, but I also see that despite that, he finds all different kinds of ways to find meaning in his life. I've never met somebody with so many hobbies. He has a model train set. He develops film photography. He's an amazing cook. He travels, and he makes the time to just sort of sit in a coffee shop and meet new people. And, here in DC, everything is so frequently go, 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 one achievement to the next. And so I think spending time with Fawn has been really inspiring for me to think about, not just, okay, I'm going to really put in the time now to learn Spanish and Italian, but also sort of shape my view of how I spend my time and how I connect with the world.
And that's the coolest part, reading through this and then your profile of him. You do feel that. And I could just imagine, some type of travel show with him as a senator. You drop him in any country, learns the language on the spot, and, does all the other crazy stuff that you do on these travel shows. Jessica Contreras, reporter at the Washington Post, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me on and for highlighting the story.
Thanks for tuning in to the Daily Dive Weekend Edition. You can catch a fresh episode of the podcast every morning, Monday through Friday on iHeartRadio. You can also follow us on social media at Daily Dive Pod on both Twitter and Instagram. Stay tuned for the Jesus Christ Show next, but first, into the newsroom. This is Kfi Am 640, more stimulating talk.
Whether you love us, hate us, or haven't made up your mind, we're glad you're here.
KFI.
KOST HD2.
Los Angeles, Orange County.
Live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
An airport runway destroyed in Ukraine. I'm Danielle Butler live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. The runway at the airport in southern Ukraine was the latest target, according to the Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky during last night's address. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi met with Zelensky in Kyiv yesterday, marking the first congressional delegation to visit Ukraine since Russia's invasion. Pelosi says the U.S. will continue to support Ukraine in the war with Russia.
We are already writing the bill for the $33 billion for weapons, for security, for humanitarian assistance, and for economic assistance.
Pelosi is the highest-ranking American leader to visit Ukraine since the start of the war more than 2 months ago. The U.S. may need to provide indefinite support to Ukraine. Army Lieutenant General Doug Lute says that's because of infrastructure damage from the war with Russia.
There are hundreds of billions of dollars of damage to the physical infrastructure of Ukraine. So Ukraine's going to need our help for a long time.
House Speaker Pelosi spoke in Poland today, vowing to continue U.S. support to help Ukraine defeat Russia. A man has been killed during a chain reaction crash in Brooklyn. Cops say the man was pinned between two cars during the crash early yesterday morning.
I couldn't tell you where I feel. I feel like I wasn't in this world.
You were so terrible. Jesus, you were so terrible. I couldn't take it.
The man's father tried to push one of the cars off his son to save him. This happened on East 89th Street in Canaroos after a driver hit a double-parked car which hit two other cars on the street. One person was arrested. And in La Mirada, a father and his daughter have been killed in a car crash. Cops say the car both were in speeding when it crashed into a pole, fire hydrant, and gas station yesterday morning at Rosecrans Avenue and Beach Boulevard. Family members say the man driving had a medical emergency causing him to crash. Police and FBI agents in Alabama are looking for a corrections officer and an inmate who are missing. The corrections officer was apparently transferring the inmate to court for a mental evaluation. They both disappeared, but there was no evaluation scheduled, and the officer knew she was not allowed to make the transfer alone. Transfer required two officers.
Safety lights should be considered armed and extremely dangerous. Safety lights should be considered armed and extremely dangerous. So, right now, open prayer is that we get him before somebody gets hurt.
Lauderdale County Sheriff Rick Singleton says the officer's patrol car was later found at a local shopping center. Country music star Naomi Judd has died.
Tonight, tributes pouring in from Music City and around the world. Travis Tritt writing, Naomi Judd was one of the sweetest people I've ever known. Carrie Underwood adding, sing with the angels, Naomi.
NBC's Kathy Clark says Judd was 76 years old. Judd's other daughter Ashley wrote on Instagram that she lost her mother to the disease of mental illness. President Biden attended the annual White House Correspondents Association dinner. The event had been canceled for 2 years because of the pandemic.
You, the free press, matter more than you ever did in the last century. How do you mean?
Biden went on to remind Americans that the free press is not the enemy of the people. Instead, he said journalists are guardians of the truth at their best. He then quoted President Kennedy, who said, without debate and criticism, no administration or country could succeed. Proceeds from the dinner go towards scholarships for journalism students. And now taking you out to some trouble on the Fox.
LA, that 5 south on that Dittman Avenue heads up for a crash blocking the left lane. Traffic a bit slow as you approach. Encino, the 101 south on that Haskell's has got a crash blocking the left lane. Now in Paramount, the 710 northbound before Alondra, crash in the center divider. And in Anaheim Hills, it's stalled on the 91 westbound before Coal Canyon Road. That's blocking lanes. Watch for slowing there as well. Glen Avon, the 60 westbound before Pyrite, and overturned vehicle blocks the 2 middle lanes. And in Corona, the 15 northbound at Wyrick, you've got a crash there blocking the 2 right lanes. KFI in the sky helps get you there faster. I'm Dave Joseph.
Bridgerton, the official podcast, takes you behind the scenes of the newly released season 2 of the hit Netflix show. Join Bridgerton superfans for conversations as revealing as Lady Whistledown's inside scoop. From details about costumes and sets to interviews with the cast and crew.
Something very special that Shonda has brought to this show is people of colour are cast and playing in it as if all it is about is human beings.
Listen to Bridgerton, the official podcast, on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Running a business comes with pressure. Remote workforces, HR compliance, retaining top talent, you start to feel boxed in. Fortunately, there's Insperity. They put 30-plus years of HR service and technology to work, offering my employees competitive benefit options while lightening my HR load. Instead of obstacles, I'm surrounded by people empowered to be their best. With Insperity, nothing seems impossible. Insperity, HR that makes a difference.
I never appreciated what I had growing up. In short, I was an ingrate. Hello, I'm John Okoyan, founder of Rooter Hero Plumbing. I used to take everything for granted. I assumed my father would live forever. He didn't. When I only got one Christmas gift, I threw a tantrum. And when things didn't go my way, I wasn't pleasant to be around. Today, I keep a gratitude journal. I'm grateful for my family for the love they give me, my successes, and my failures for the lessons they teach me. I'm also grateful for my team for the 5-star service they provide our customers. Spring is a time of rebirth. Rooter Hero encourages you to show gratitude this month and walk your life filled to the brim with joy. One other thing I'm grateful for is you, our customer. As usual, Rooter Hero Plumbing will cable your drain for only $77. Call Rooter Hero Plumbing at 866-DRAIN-77. That's 866-DRAIN-77. Thank you. Yeah, 102-8886.
You know, I sure don't like the look of where the world is heading right now. Do you? The Ukraine-Russian war, gas going up, oil going up, fertilizer going up, wheat going up, in fact, all food going up. I already have my IRA with Noble Gold, so I'm safe from inflation. But I'm going to add to it. If you don't have a precious metals IRA right now, you must be crazy. I've been a customer of Noble Gold a couple of years now. I heard from them here and got in touch. I've never looked back. I'd urge you to do the same if you're worried about the way inflation's going. They have a brilliant team of experts who run through your options and help you to keep safe. And if you're quick, this month for any qualified IRA, you'll get a 3-ounce silver American Virtue coin as a thank you. You can't go wrong with Noble Gold. Call 877-646-5347 now to find out more, or visit noblegoldinvestments.com. That's noblegoldinvestments.com.
Southland weather from KFI, morning clouds in metro LA and inland OC. But later today, mostly sunny, highs in the low to mid 70s. Sunny, warm, and breezy in the valleys and inland empire, highs today in the upper 70s. Beaches mostly cloudy this morning, later sunny and cool, highs in the upper 60s. Right now, 54 degrees in Brea, 54 in Lake Forest, 55 in Burbank, and 56 degrees in Marina Del Rey. We lead local live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. I'm Jane Yamamoto.
The following is a pre-recorded program. Over 2,000 years ago, I walked this earth. Teaching, healing, inspiring, and preparing to make the ultimate sacrifice. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whoever believes in him shall not perish, but have eternal life. What if today you and I could talk, voice to voice, and you could ask me anything? You are listening to the Jesus Christ Show. Happy to be with you this Sunday, as I'm with you every single Sunday, right here, answering your questions and talking about the things that truly matter in life, and of course, the afterlife. If you find yourself refusing to speak up when things around you are wrong, somebody's doing something wrong, or somebody's doing something harmful or ugly, or if you refuse to take honest, truly honest, constructive criticism when it comes your way, you end up, whether you like it or not, being a participant in the destruction around you. Ugliness falls upon your lap because you don't want anything to do with it. You don't want to do anything to make yourself better. You don't want to do anything to make sure others are making themselves better, or a system that doesn't seem to be working gets mended. So ultimately the destruction is going to land on your lap as well. There are some people who like to surround themselves with yes men. And you know what a yes man is, right? A yes man is the type of person who only tells you what you want to hear. It's always positive. And I know it sounds strange to knock positivity, but this is false positivity. This is somebody who's looking for an excuse not to tell you the truth. And you don't want to be around that. Do you surround yourself with yes men, with yes people? Proverbs 27:6 says, "Faithful are the wounds of a friend, but deceitful are the kisses of an enemy." And the visual that comes with that is that you might get wounded by a friend. By a friend's words, correction, honest, constructive criticism. But deceitful, but more harmful, are the kisses of an enemy, are the kind words, the yes man attitude from an enemy. How many times have you severed a relationship or not talked to somebody because they actually were trying to be constructive? And I know that's a difficult balance to find sometimes when you're dealing with people you care about. But how many times have you severed or cut or walked away from a relationship, people in your life, when they meant to really do well or to help you correct something in your life? It's what friends are for, right? So when you shelter yourself, when you remove yourself from the honest insights of others, you automatically create an atmosphere that harvests relationships with yes men only. That's it. So if you cut good people out of your life that are willing to tell you when you're doing something wrong or when you're doing something that's harmful to you, all you do is you open up yourself to the possibility of only having relationships with people that are just going to tell you what you want to hear. And that never, ever ends well. People who get into that cycle, people who do this relationship building with only yes people, never grow. And if this is where you're at right now, you will eventually get yes to death. It'll take you down, spiritual death, relationship death, maybe even physical death if you just refuse to hear the honesty from people. So if you never have a true grasp on reality, because no one seems to care enough or everyone is too intimidated to tell you the truth, then you're going to be in a bad situation. You should invite that into your life. And it's not that everybody should be that way. You don't have to have everybody in your life trying to fix you. That's not the point. Nor do you want to go around trying to be that nosy body that's trying to fix everybody else. The balance is a place of health and kindness and love and generosity and comfort. Not finger pointing and ugliness. In the 1800s, Hans Christian Andersen wrote a short tale and had great insight about two dishonest weavers who claimed to be creating a new suit of invisible thread that was to be worn by the emperor himself. It was a big deal. This was for the emperor, right? Well, the two weavers informed the emperor that the suit is designed so that it would only look invisible to those who are not fit for their positions in life, lacking competence or just plain stupid. The two weavers even went so far as to pretend to personally dress the emperor. They mimed all the actions, making it look like they were real tailors actually fitting him for these so-called invisible clothes. Now, you know the story. You've heard it many, many times. Everyone, even the emperor himself, pretended to see the suit, even though they could not. So they didn't want to appear to everyone else as incompetent or foolish. And so they didn't say anything. But ultimately, it took the raw honesty of a child, and I know you come across the raw honesty of a child. You laugh, and everyone laughs in the room and chuckles, but it really is a thing of beauty. The raw honesty of this child to yell out, "The emperor has no clothes!" And that child wasn't worried about anything but the truth, about what was obvious and what was seen by everyone, but nobody wanted to do it. Everyone was being yes people. Now this lovely and cautionary tale of the invisible clothes and the concept of people not wanting to tell the truth, it predates Anderson's writing. Spanish, Arab, Jewish versions of all kinds, different sorts. And it's not about plagiarism. It exists because the concept of going with the flow or lying to get ahead has been around since the beginning of time. In all cultures, in all ways. Jack Zeitz, an American retired professor of German at the University of Minnesota, wrote about Hans Christian Andersen and the Emperor's New Clothes, saying it was a tale of the courage of one's conviction, and that sight becomes insight, which in turn prompts action. Sight becomes insight, which in turn prompts action. Essentially, if you see something wrong, speak up and change it. In other words, don't be a yes man. Don't be a yes person. If you get caught in that spiral, it ends poorly every time. The truth is that people gain strength. You will gain strength by listening to the honest and loving criticisms of others and others around you. And when you refuse to listen to those who really love you enough to be honest with you, you're going to fail. You're setting yourself up to fail. That's why gaining success is easier than keeping success. And hear that truth. Gaining success is easier than keeping success. Because when you're climbing, and think about this right now and where you are in your life, when you're climbing, you take all the tips you can get from anybody. You're not proud, you just want to grow. But when you're standing on the top of the mountain, no one can tell you anything unless they agree with you. You don't want to hear it. They're wrong. You're the one with success. But you won't keep it unless you follow your path to success, which was being open and ready and willing to listen to the criticisms of those around you. Scripture says, Proverbs 12:22, the Lord detests lying lips, but he delights in men who are truthful. Amen? It's so important that you are truthful with people in life, especially the ones you love. You are listening to the Jesus Christ Show. To ask your question, dial 800-520-1534.
Hello, the hypocrite.
This report is sponsored by Unbound.org. Right now, there are young people across the world facing a tough choice. Continue their dream of education or drop out to help their family put food on the table. You can help change their future in a single moment. See how far your support can go at Unbound.org.
The job market is competitive right now, so you need to be competitive to attract top talent. If you're trying to fill open positions in your business, iHeartMedia is here to help. Use radio and digital targeting to find fresh, passive candidates currently in the workforce. These candidates are listening right now, looking for new opportunities. Together, we can let the community know you're hiring. Visit iHeartAdvertising.com. That's iHeartAdvertising.com.
As the experts in transmission for over 50 years, there's nothing at AMCO we haven't heard.
Want to hit the gas?
Hit the belt. And nothing we can't fix. It's going... What's that? From transmissions to brakes and everything in between. No credit? Finance your repair at AMCO. Exclusions apply and may not be combined with any other offer. Limited time offer. Purchase trading centers only. People who know go to AMCO. AA-MCO. Right now, there are young people across the world facing a tough choice. Continue their dream of education or drop out to help their family put food on the table. You can help change their future in a single moment. See how far your support can go at inbound.org.
Are you thinking about selling your home? Before you list, call Revive. Revive will show you how to flip your own home so it sells faster for more and nets way more profit. Revive fronts the cost and guarantees the results. Go to iloverevive.com, iloverevive.com.
You know, I sure don't like the look of where the world is heading right now. Do you? The Ukraine-Russian war, gas going up, oil going up, fertilizer going up, wheat going up, in fact, all food going up. I already have my IRA with Noble Gold, so I'm safe from inflation. But I'm going to add to it. If you don't have a precious metals IRA right now, you must be crazy. I've been a customer of Noble Gold a couple of years now. I heard from them here and got in touch. I've never looked back. I'd urge you to do the same if you're worried about the way inflation's going. They have a brilliant team of experts who run through your options and help you to keep safe. And if you're quick, this month for any qualified IRA, you'll get a 3-ounce silver American Virtue coin as a thank you. You can't go wrong with Noble Gold. Call 877-646-5347 now to find out more, or visit noblegoldinvestments.com. That's noblegoldinvestments.com.
This story is called The Ugly Truth About Timeshares. If you think you've done your family a favor by buying a timeshare, well, you need my help. Hello, I'm Chuck McDowell, founder and CEO of Wesley Financial Group. 10 years ago, I started helping folks cancel their timeshares. And the process started what's now called the timeshare cancellation industry. Timeshare is the only thing that you can buy that you can't tell me how much it's going to cost or when it's going to end. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check to fill out any amount they want for annual maintenance and assessment fees. Sounds crazy, right? Well, the crazy thing is, this never ends. Stop the insanity today. Call my office now. I guarantee if we can't cancel your timeshare, you'll pay nothing.
Were you lied to when buying a timeshare and want out? Get the facts about timeshare cancellation. Call Wesley now for your free information kit. 800-497-9090. 800-497-9090. 800-497-9090.
Got a crash in downtown LA? You'll find it on the 10 eastbound at Alameda. Everything there in the center divider. Culver City, 405 northbound at Washington. A crash on the on-ramp. Crash in East LA, 5 southbound at Dittman. That blocks the left lane. And in Diamond Bar, the 6 eastbound at Grand, you've got a crash blocking the right lane. KFI in the Sky helps get you there faster. I'm Dave Joseph.